because it is the stuff that brings God into the world. It is the stuff that allows you to be the divine and see the divine on this earth walk. I invite you to let that core of light shine, spread, bring its energy throughout your body. And as you feel totally renewed by it, let it begin to seep out, to shine out, and to fill the space around you. I invite you to remember that your personal energy field, your aura, extends at least 4 feet above you, below you, all around you. And if you could fill that space with this divine white light right now, you will be renewing yourself. Wherever you go, whatever you do, this white light, you might experience it as different colors. This field of energy accompanies you. And as you walk here on the earth, so too every being has its own aura. Not to worry if yours touches another. You maintain the light that you are. And if you encounter a being who's forgotten theirs, you can remind them. This is one of the many amazing ways we assure our well-being and we assist the well-being of all others. I ask you to hold this image another few seconds. The bright light, the core of you, always present in this physical body, always available to right anything you think is wrong. Because you see, there is no real disease. There is no real illness, but that we believe it. Know that you were sent here, that you came willingly with absolutely everything you need held within you, now and always. I invite you now to gently begin to return to this time and space. Become aware of the place you're in. Wiggle those fingers and toes. And as you can, take in a deep breath quickly through your nostrils. Blow out quickly through your mouth. And do that a second time and a third time. And hear this prayer. Gracious One, guide us to honor the highest thing in the universe. It is the power on which all things depend. It is the light by which all life is guided. Gracious One, guide us to honor the light within ourselves, for it too is the power on which all things depend and the light by which all life is guided. Those are the words of the mystic Marcus Aurelius from his meditations. And if you would, join me next in our responsive reading. It's entitled Realization. It's a call and response. So I will begin, and you join in with the text in bold. Realization. Spiritual understanding is a process of self-awakening.
That within us
enables us to be aware
is the spirit that
is incarnated in us. Yes. The essence of life is ever present. We neither make it nor destroy it.
That which is born of the spirit is spirit.
No one ever walks life's road alone. There is always the inner self.
Whoever knows the all but fails to know oneself lacks everything.
Which of you, merely by thinking it, can add 1 cubit to your stature?
You experience the power and the goodness of pure spirit to the same degree as you accept, believe in, and feel it.
We are not depending on a reed shaken by the wind, but on the principle of life itself.
Intuition is spirit in us, revealing to us the realities of being.
Intuition knows. It deals with essence rather than appearances, and is not discolored by human argument or deductions.
Now we see things imperfectly as in a poor mirror, but then we will see everything with perfect clarity.
All that I know now is partial and incomplete, but then I will know everything completely, just as God knows me now.
Amen.
Amen. So the reading and homily this morning is a continuation of a subject opened by Reverend Fran Wright, who presented last week's homily. And she left us with a provocative question. She was reading from the book Entering the Castle by Caroline Myss. And she asked us if we wanted to, let me quote her exactly, do you want to live consciously or unconsciously? It's your choice. So this week, I'm just going to continue reading a bit from the same book. I'm reading from the chapter Mystics Without Monasteries. Just letting you know, this was written in 2013, now 7 years ago. And Caroline Myss asks, why now? Why is this the right time for the transition of divine resources from inside monasteries to the outside world? First, the new age isn't new any longer. It's middle-aged and needs a makeover. The human consciousness movement opens society to many spiritual traditions and alternate healing methods. Yoga and meditation studios and health food stores sprung up everywhere. I call the last half century the age of the psyche. Since we developed the language and vocabulary that allowed us to explore the vast domain of the psyche, discovering among so many other dimensions the power of intuition, archetypes, and the collective unconscious and spirit. People have always been intuitive, of course, but never before have multiple cultures experienced the rise of a subculture of psychics, intuitives, and healers as during the past 50 years. Interest in psychic abilities caught on like fire and hasn't subsided. Ultimately, this liberation of psyche provided the essential birth canal for the self, or individualization. The great expression of the personal ego. Personal empowerment and self-esteem, the emergence of the self, are the core accomplishments of the past 50 years. Concepts such as speaking one's truth, getting in touch with one's inner child, and developing personal boundaries are all products of the age of the psyche and individualization. They represent the evolution of conscious choice, the management of one's personal power of choice defines a conscious human being. So I'll pause here to say, whether you chose conscious or unconscious, I think you're already conscious. Another radical social change to which the human consciousness movement gave rise is the freedom to pursue a spiritual path separate and apart from the religious tradition of one's birth. This has catalyzed the emergence of the contemporary mystic. Oh dear, you're conscious and you're a mystic. These changes in society, the breaking down of conventional boundaries between religions and cultures, and the birth of selfhood were essential to laying the proper groundwork for a new soul practice of mysticism. So part of the answer to why now is that all the preparation has been done. Yet psychic and spiritual chaos now saturate and fog our collective airways. In the early days of human consciousness movement, the psycho-spiritual chaos was different. We were breaking cultural, religious, and social traditions, most of which needed to be broken. Yet with that dismantling of many ancient spiritual rules and rituals, we created a new wall between us and the experience of the sacred, blocking not only our access to the sacred, but our experience of the sacred. So stay with me, almost done. People are starving for this awe and for the sacred. This is why people make pilgrimages to sacred sites and participate in sacred rituals from various native traditions. They want to be bound to the sacred by a ceremony. They want some type of link to God that cannot be acquired by meditation alone. This is why the mystics and I, the author referring to herself there, suggest, no, insist that you have to have a spiritual practice, a discipline in which every day something is expected of you as the individual. You are not left to your own devices or your own schedule. You maintain rituals that invoke grace and generate a connection with the sacred in your daily life. Now, you do not need a particular religion or secret prayer or mantra or icon to be a mystic. You are ready to live a deeper theology, not just to read about it. You are ready finally to heal from your painful past, to stop seeing your spirituality as a means of personal healing and entitlement. You are ready to see spirituality as a power for the healing of others. You are ready to build a soul with stamina. Divine timing and human need make the time right for this new soul calling. It takes courage. And this week, my question is, are you ready to claim your role as a mystic without a monastery? And thank you. We've reached the gratitude, thanksgiving, and prosperity portion of our service today. And now, especially individually and collectively, we fully understand these words we've said at ISD for years. Divine love always has, and divine love always will supply our every need. As always, I want to begin with gratitude. Gratitude to all who are sustaining our spiritual community, our physical building during this extraordinary time. So whether you have been creating virtual contact or participating in our new classes and events online, it's awesome always to see your faces. Whether you've been keeping up with your pledge or accelerating your donations, if you've donated for the first time, we thank you so much. And I also want to thank those who have become and continue to be part of our behind the scenes operations team. There's a group of people, thank you, you know who you are, who visit the church, check on the interior, drive around the exterior, pick up the mail, schedule vendors, clean up when there are little messes, check on the water that sneaks into the building. There are people who pay the bills. Thank you all. We don't know yet when we'll be able to return to our building, but I ask you today to make that return possible by contributing what you can. Our pastor, Reverend Banashek, will probably place now in our chat a link you can use to make a donation. You can use that link, or you can check our weekly events update in our website, where there's a link you can also use. And I thank you again for sustaining our community. I look forward to being with you in the building again as soon as possible. And I'm going to pause now and invite our pastor, Reverend Rob Banashek, to share announcements with us.
Thank you, Reverend Olivia. And thank you, Reverend Olivia, for celebrating this service today. Everybody will be delighted to know that in the next 2 months, we will have a different celebrant every single Sunday. With our ministerial students and with our volunteer staff ministers, that is something I'm very proud of and very excited to see unfold as we move through August and September and October. So I want to thank everybody there for responding and for claiming a Sunday. And I'm sure we are going to have a variety of insights and perspectives and just continuing to fulfill our diversity and share it with each other. So Also, thank you to all those who read last night for our third message gallery, and thank you to all who participated so enthusiastically. I think we had yet another fun and fascinating evening of messages and insight and sharing. And it's while we're listening to everyone's messages because we're in the same Zoom room, there's an intimacy to it that I think is really beautiful, and I admire everybody for being able to listen and be vulnerable and to work with us as we continue to develop the format. So thank you. So we've got some things coming up in the immediate week. And first of all, a little announcement about today's workshop with Elizabeth McCain. We're going to postpone this workshop until October, either the first or second weekend of October. We a couple of factors involved, and one of them is we just re-engaged with someone, and that person we think is going to help us flesh out some additional ways to present the storytelling that we had envisioned for today. So, if you did buy the two event discount price, of course, you are welcome to join us on the October weekends. And if you didn't, you did not get out of having to think about and write your stories. So Elizabeth is a strong believer and uses storytelling both in her personal life as well as in her life as a therapist and spiritual leader to help us identify those places in our life that we can come to resolution with, that we can learn to shift our perspectives about, and then to share that vulnerability with either with ourselves in a journal or with family and friends or in a workshop like we are anticipating for October. So uh, email me. I think I've emailed everybody who I needed to today, or we'll talk to them about the event. But we'll look forward to seeing you in October. Begin to think about your story so that you can share it with us. You can't get out of it. Also, this week we have on Tuesday we will have our final class in the book that both Reverend Fran and Reverend Olivia spoke of in the last couple of weeks. Carolyn Mises Entering the Castle. It's a powerful book, and the discussion is usually springboarded by the material in the book. So if you do want to come and just participate in a really fun spiritual discussion about some pretty intense but interesting topics, please join us on Tuesday for the final session. And we will be also look for the next book in our book discussion circle, and we will let you know what that is and when to find it and when we'll start the next one. That's next week? We're going to start next week, right, Olivia?
Thank you. We start September 1st, which happens to be a Tuesday.
Yes. So I will be posting the book and where you can find it, and hopefully we'll see you all there. We've had a really nice group for the last several discussions, and I think they just continue to get more and more interesting and close and community building. Then on Wednesday, we have got our Death Cafe yet again, and this is the opportunity for you to come and just share any feelings or thoughts that you have about death, which is the one of the constants in everybody's life. And that will be led by Sarah Miller and Reverend Olivia Hunter, and has I think been very healing for many people, especially during this time and uncertainty of COVID-19. And then next week wait, I want to make sure I have everybody's. And on Saturday, we are going to have our spiritual gifts Saturday sampler with Sylvia Rate. And Sylvia, do you want to talk to her a little bit what you're doing on that day? Or she's our Reiki master and usually has a beautiful lesson and meditation. So
And we're going to give Reiki to the world and to bring it back in to ourselves. So it will be a healing for the world, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to be a part of that. So thank you.
Beautiful. So that is Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Link will be posted, and you can register and experience that power of healing together. And I think that's all I'm going to say for now. Check the website. Keep reading your newsletters. Keep sending me emails, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Reverend Benashik. So we're going to continue in our order of service with our congregational prayer. This week it's entitled The Perfect Gift. Let us pray. Like an eternally flowing river, O Lord, your love propels me to the source of perfect love in you. I seek you until I find you. Finding you, I reverently accept whatever gifts you desire I should have. Throughout all eternity, I ask nothing save the complete gift of yourself. In the stillness of my soul, I give myself to you in complete and utter surrender. Divine Spirit, I come to you with folded hands. Fill me with your presence. Absorb me in your being. You are the answer. In rapture, I await the silent command of your voice. Amen. So be it. So I'm honored to offer the affirmation of spirit this morning. And I invite you to be sure to open your cameras so that I can see you. That helps me. And we invite at this portion of our service, the sacred, the intuitive, we invite it forward to inform our earth walk. And so let's see, some of you have been kind of sparkling out at me.
That's it. Yeah.
And Lauren Rogers.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
So there's a group of guys and they're chanting around you and literally marching around you. And they're saying, take heart, take heart, take heart, take heart. And so I've asked them, what are they talking about? And they say, just generally speaking, they remind you to take heart, whatever might be going on right now. And they're not suggesting that you aren't or that you're, not in a positive place. They want you to up it and elevate it for yourself, but also for someone around you who you may or may not know. So not that we're out and about a lot,
Yeah.
but when we are, your light shines and people see it. So if you can take heart, and I know we have on our masks, if you can make eye contact, if you can just remember that you've got something lots of other people don't have or don't have a steady supply of right now, and if you can be the divine's ambassador and take heart and pass it on, certainly it's beautiful for others, but it's really healing for you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Reverend Jake Sproul, your camera is doing an odd thing right now, but that's okay. Sometimes that's a part of the message. So what I see for you is the amazing way that you keep going and see the future and keep walking toward it. And so you are applauded for that and heralded for that. And you are being asked to be aware of someone in your immediate community. And I mean your neighborhood along the trail. There's someone who maybe you see regularly on the trail who needs to know some of what you know that you might not usually share with people. So if you sit and talk with someone or walk along with someone, I bet you usually talk about dogs and the level of the water and the birds that you see and all that. If you can sneak in a little metaphysics, there's someone ready to know more, and you don't have to be the teacher necessarily, but if you can be the spark and plant it, perhaps you'll have conversations with them, but perhaps they'll go search it out somewhere. I'm not sure it's someone you encounter all the time. It may be, but someone is ready for more, and you're the messenger.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see Claudia and spouse and so for both of you, I feel like you're always radiating light, and it's beautiful. And the reminder for you all today is certainly to get enough rest, but also to get out and about and get fuel, get some more fuels. Now I don't mean foolishly without a mask in crowds. I mean a park near you that you never really bother to go to. Drag out those foldable chairs, sit under a tree, take off your shoes, and get your feet into the ground if that works for you. If there's a place that you can get to at night to see the starlight, if you might do that, if it's your porch, and you're asked to do kind of a regular diet of that. Is that something you already do?
Something that we resolve next day, every day, starting tomorrow. So it's a great reminder.
We take walks.
We
and
do take
sometimes
walks.
at night.
Sometimes, right? This has a little more, what you're talking about is a little more deliberation and thought about it. It seems like.
Yes, and consciousness as you do it, because you're being fueled by it, but there's a cycle of it all. So you're being you have the opportunity to bring more divine into the world, of course, but also to receive it in that way. So do it safely, have fun with it, but please do more deliberately plan it that way.
Thank you very much.
I see Christine Gill, who I don't see very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So what I see for you is you're in a change cycle, whether it's clear to you or not, and you're not quite at the end yet. So I see you sort of in the shadow, looking around for the light. And of course, the light can be anywhere around you. And your message is to look beyond the usual places to find the inspiration that's waiting for you as you get pulled into this change. It's not a large earthquake type change. It's part of an evolution. I think you might already know you're in it.
Yes.
So you're reminded to find the light, point toward the light, move at whatever pace feels comfortable, but keep moving along. Because whether or not you're totally excited about this change or not, dragging your feet won't help it.
Thank you.
Hello, Virginia. I'm Olivia. Beautiful to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, the message for you is about your sight. And I don't mean necessarily your physical eyesight, but your ability to see beyond what's there, what's in front of you, see beyond the mundane. And you're also able to, so the ancestors are seeing through your eyes right now. And I'm reminding you because you'll need more rest, more reflection. You'll feel perhaps like you don't have as much energy, and you'll be wondering why. You are, of course, a medium, as most of us are, and the ancestors are with you to assist the world where it is now, and you are their vehicle right now. You don't necessarily have to do anything but be aware that it's happening and give your physical self more rest or whatever nourishment makes sense for you. They're not trying to deplete your energy. They're simply trying to see so they can help us all understand where to go and what to do next.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many beautiful faces. I see Lorraine Lomberg. I haven't seen you in a while. And I see you, my dear, as a fish in the sea seeking the light. And that seems so very appropriate to you. I hope you've been away near the water.
No,
And I know your heart is there.
I'm trying to plan something.
So they say your plans will go well. They'll just go a little slowly. And I'm asking them what it is you're seeking beyond an escape and a visit. And they say some answers. And you're seeking answers not only for yourself, but for someone else in your life. And you're being asked to assist and step back. Now that sounds crazy because whomever it is may be asking you and involving you in the conversation. You're being asked to say the minimum and to point people toward their own answers, to pull the responsibility off of yourself, to let them grow, to let them shine, and Lorraine, maybe to let them stumble. Hard to watch, not something you do. I know you dash to assist. A stumble isn't a catastrophe. People get up from falls. Does this make sense?
Yes, it sure
All right.
does.
That's what they're saying loud and clear. They're even giving me a headache. I'm like, what? So it's a very intellectual decision, and you've got to allow the person involved to make their own decision.
Well, I've been having lots of headaches, though.
All right. So then
That's why.
note that for yourself and back away.
Okay. Thank you, my dear.
All right. I have one more, I think. Trying to see whose it is. And I think it belongs to Ann Moore and partner. Good morning. It's beautiful to see you. And so Companions for Life to the Moores is the first words that that come to me. Oh, and what I see for you is the same beauty and glee that allowed you all to grab hands years ago and say, let's do this together. You're being reminded that that spirit is still there. That union is still there. We all walk a little differently now, but you are being heralded and reminded that your union remains blessed. Going forward, you're being asked to be sure all of your plans for the future have the T's crossed and the I's dotted. And what they're showing me is papers. So there are papers that need to be reviewed, perhaps located, perhaps moved, perhaps shared, perhaps updated. Important for you now to do. So I'm asking you to just do an update and to get help with it if you need, and to share the information. That's what I have for you today. Blessings.
Thank you.
And thank you all.
Thank you.
So we've reached the end of our virtual worship. And I invite you to hear this prayer of closing, the words of Teresa of Avila, an early Christian mystic. Christ has no body now on earth but yours. No hands but yours. No feet but yours. Yours are the eyes through which is to look out Christ's compassion to the world. Yours are the feet with which he is to go about doing good. Yours are the hands with which he is to bless men now. Amen. Thank you so much for being here today. Please unmute yourselves and let's spend a few minutes of fellowship together. I don't know if it's as gorgeous where you are as it is where I am, but I'm excited to go out into a beautiful day and say hello to one another. Hello, Robin Hall. I see Karen Davis. I see Jan Kiefer and Brenda Paradiso. Hello, Reverend Martha and Tatiana Scheffler. Hello, Reverend Jim. What's the weather like in Fort Lauderdale today?
We're waiting for Laura.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
I know.
I want Laura to get pushed off course, out into the ocean. Leave us alone.
Yes.
We don't like her. Okay, I didn't say that.
Looks like she's headed more towards the Gulf.
Well,
Yeah.
that's where she's headed. We're not going to get a direct hit.
No, you'll be fine.
We don't want anyone to get a direct hit, so let's hope that passes. Oh, such a quiet group today. I'm going to mute myself. Maybe you all will talk.
Let's just say I'm enjoying the silences completely.
I'm glad to be here today.
Good seeing you all today. Hi, Virginia.
It's nice.
Hi, Rob.
How are you? Good seeing
I'm
you.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks for coming and keep coming back. Appreciate that.
Oh, I will. I will.
Hello, Lauren.
Hi.
Thank you.
Tatiana.
Thank you. God bless all.
Yes.
Hello, Jim.
Really glad to see everybody.
Good to see you too, Lauren. Hey,
I
Robin.
wish,
Claudia.
I wish that when we are back, when you are all back in a physical building, you still make some provision for those of us who are at a distance.
We are, Jake. I can tell you that this has been such a special time that is something we are definitely committed to, because it's been so wonderful to kind of gather people from all over, and it continues to make us creative about how we can include more people in what we're doing. So I think everybody loves doing the online services and reaching out to you guys. So we will.
I didn't realize how much I really missed you all.
And now here you are.
And we miss you.
Multiple states. It was wonderful. New York, Vermont, North Carolina. It was great.
I was musing last night after the Zoom gallery at the new ways that we've had to do things. You guys did it, but and how powerful they've been. And I thought, Rob, the way you worded it, the intimacy from last night when you're all in it together and you're hearing each other, is a really, really nice aspect. I mean, it's very special.
It really is.
Even though it was like, well, what else are we going to do? We're going to try this. But it turns out it's more than just, oh, we're going to try this. There have been some things
Right.
that are just so precious. We don't want to give them up.
Very
Thank you. Glad you guys were there. Glad you guys were there.
It was great. It was really good. Hello, Carol. Welcome
I have a
back.
question.
What's up?
What time is the Reiki on Saturday?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay, I have it up wrong on the calendar. That's what I wanted to ask. And I've been doing that myself too, so it'd be nice to do it with somebody else.
I look forward to having you. It'll be nice.
Thank you. I'm gonna put it right on my calendar before I forget. And I had a kitchen catastrophe, which is why you guys saw my blank face. So, excuse me. I also have a cat who's very demanding. Hey, here. He wants to sit in the closet. He's a closet animal, see?
I'd like to.
He
sit
goes
with-
in there and he stares and then he hisses and then he comes out. See, say hi. Want to say hi? All right. He's a weird one.
Oh.
Anyway, anyways, I was in the kitchen. That's why I was on mute and quiet. So you guys didn't see me freaking out.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, thanks for coming. And
Thanks for
your,
having me.
I would like to go sit in the closet sometimes too. Just shut everything out. It's not a bad idea.
There's only a room for a cat. Sorry.
Clean out one of my closets.
And he's following me. God dang.
Mhm.
What do you want? Can you hear him crying?
Yes.
Yes. He wants to go play football.
Hissing sometimes is very beneficial. I do hiss occasionally.
Yeah.
He's definitely, he'll come into the room and he'll look right at me and then start hissing. And I'm like, it's me. I promise. It's me.
We have a cat across the in the next condo group that yodels. I mean, it is
Yodels.
Yodels.
very
Yodels.
loud.
Oh my gosh.
Yodels.
See, that's what I fear. I have to move to a new apartment and he has to be an indoor cat, I think. And so he's going to be yodeling all hours of the day and night. I fear that.
I just saw a video of a woman doing the bowls with a cow, and the cow was oming
What?
while she did it. It was really funny.
I'm going to search this video right now.
I can't remember where it came from, or sometimes things just.
I think you all have to write just cow yodeling and you'll find it.
Yeah.
Open the back doors of the church on one Wednesday evening meditation, and there is going to walk a cow, and I'm going to just do the cow there. So, thank you for the inspiration.
Sylvia and
It was more. Look for ohm.
I will. Cow. I will do that.
Another nice video.
Al
you
has
can
better
find.
chanting than I do.
There's another lovely video where a small like quartet or it goes out by the side of the road and plays music, and all the cows come and just listen raptly.
Oh yeah. I've
Wow.
seen-
I mean, there's a lot of beauty. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising that
Yeah,
that our
yeah.
fellow beings respond to love and beauty just as much as we do.
Just like the bird. The bird is responding. Who's bird?
That's Buddy Bird.
Buddy Bird has
That's
something to
Carol.
say. Says, I need more water, mama.
No, he says, open the door. That's what he's saying.
That's what my cat says. Open the door and let
Yeah.
me out.
All right. Everybody have a
Warm.
great
It's supposed to get warm again this week, so please, everybody, or stay cool, I should say.
Yeah.
You know, I have the best job. I could stay cool almost every day. I love my job. I get to swim, so
That's great.
yes.
Bob, that sounds great.
You've been swimming.
Yes.
Is it?
You're a swimming instructor or something, or a lifeguard?
I'm a swimming instructor. So, and I love my job, and fortunately people are not too fearful. So I have 15 lessons a week. It's pretty good
Great.
considering to where it was 0. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the warmth because I was cold last week. I actually got out of the pool cold. You know, that's rare in August.
Yeah, it was cold.
So anyways, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Ian. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
I'll see you on Saturday at 10 a.m.
Got it.
Okay. All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you
Bye.
Robin
Bye.
Hall. Hello, Ted Turner. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, John Boy.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Olivia, thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Tatiana. Great to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. See you
Thank
guys
you,
later.
Carol.
Thank you, Reverend Rob, for technical assistance always.
Yes, when it works. Yes, thank you. Thank
It
you.
works. It works. It works.
Martha, we'll have to get your picture up
Bye.
on your profile too. We got to change that, so we'll do that next week. Okay.
Okay. All
Good.
right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Carol.
Bye, you guys.